Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're doing something a bit different. A few weeks ago the team over at Dehancer reached out to me and asked me if I could review their plugin for the Davinci Resolve. If you don't know what Dehancer is, it's basically a film emulation plugin that allows you to create a film aesthetic to any footage you have. So a few weeks ago I went back to my hometown and I just took some quick videos with my phone in different scenarios to test it out, and I must say I was kind of impressed. Now I believe this tool was created for the professional tier right there, the video editors, the filmmakers, the CGI artists, because it helps them just create easily that atmosphere of film that everyone loves, you know. One thing I want to mention is they also have Dehancer Online, if I click on this. And this is basically an online editor for photos. So you just drag and drop a photo there. I'm just gonna do a random one. You can see that it's processing it, and this is how it works. You basically choose the film preset, and you can see there's a lot of them. There's black and white films, color films, and you just pick which one you like. Let's say I want this more vibrant look, and the preview will be a bit more low resolution, but that's fine. And then you can go to light, and from here you can see that they give you some contrast presets. I'm just gonna choose, for example, this one. And then color. Also, I think this has to do with the white balance, as I see. So I'm just gonna go for a more warmer look like this one. And they have effects, so like grain. If I take it up, you're gonna see it. I mean, it already looks like an old photo. So for example, like this, they have the bloom effect. It's a bit more simpler than the Davinci Resolve version or the other softwares that they supply for. But what would I like them to upgrade is this loading screen when I'm adjusting the settings. I'd like to see them in real time without the image blurring. But I think this is very early right now. I think it's just being released, so obviously they're gonna work on it and make it better. Of course, you can also adjust the exposure, the contrast manually, the temperature, tint, everything basically, color boosts, and you can see the effects. That was the only thing that I don't like, the blurring. And after that you just hit on export, and you will have to purchase a subscription, but I don't think it's that expensive. Like $50 a year is pretty reasonable, I would say. So now let's get on to the Davinci Resolve plugin, and I'm gonna show you how it works in there. So this is one of the clips that I took, and I just imported it into a project into Davinci. And if I hit play, you're gonna see it's just raw auto mode from my phone, nothing edited, so it looks quite bad, to be honest. I mean, my phone doesn't have the greatest quality camera, but so you'll find the plugin into the effects category. If you scroll down right to the bottom, you'll see Dehancer Pro. Now what you can do is just drag and drop it onto your clip, but if you have multiple clips and want to adjust them, I mean, let me just duplicate this so that I can show you what I mean. If I drag and drop it, it will only place on this first clip. And if I wanna just adjust the second clips, maybe they're from the same area and you wanna have the same settings for them, you have to put this adjustment clip on top of them and just drag it. It's basically, it's like a new layer on top of where you can put the effects that you want. So I'm just gonna drag and drop the Dehancer effect onto the clip, and you can see it affected my video. And now if we go to the edit tab and then click on the adjustment clip, then we're gonna go to effects, and here we'll find the Dehancer effect. Now these are all the settings that you can work with. There's a workaround to do it even here with the nodes, but I'm not that kind of guy. I have no idea how to use those. And I feel like this is pretty easy. I like just seeing the controls and playing around with them. This is right up my alley. So if you go into the project settings and the color management tab, you can see that you can change the, for example, the timeline color space. There's tons of this, and Dehancer works with these ones, so I'm just gonna leave it at default Rec 709, and I'm gonna show you some of the controls here. So these ones, you can see that I can adjust the exposure, temperature, the tint. The diffringe one just gets rid of the chromatic aberration on the edges if you have that in your video. I'm not gonna enable that right now. In the film category, you can choose the profile, and you can see how many of these are. This is a lot. I mean, you can just choose which one of these, and it completely changes the scene. Like, you can see how different they are. I mean, I'm nowhere near familiar with all of these, but I think I used this one for the little movie that I made. You're gonna see at the end of the video, and don't come at me in the comments for that one, because I have no experience. And from this slider you can adjust the intensity, as you can see, and this is what I like, that you can see in real time what happens. Then you have the contrast boost. If you enable them, just make sure that you check if you enable the box. If you don't see anything happen, it's because of that. So you can see how contrasty I can make this, and that is pretty crazy. And what I really like is how that it recognizes where the green is, where the blue is. It really can tell the colors, and I was pretty shocked because one, the quality was so bad on my phone, and two, you can see that I mean, it's all just gray. The leaves weren't growing in the trees at that point, and I was very surprised to see that it recognizes the colors so well. I mean, I can't even imagine what you can do with a professional camera. Then of course you have gamma correction, color separation. This one, I'm not too sure what it does. The color boost, and you can see, yeah, I mean, this brings in so much more creativity with what you want to do. Is crazy, the impact that it has on the video. Then you have film compression. It's basically getting rid of the harsh highlights. This is also a nice, it's very nicely done. I mean, look at how subtle the effect is. And you can change the white point, all sorts of that. I mean, you can play around with these settings. Like, I played with all of them, and I was stunned by how many things you can do with this. Okay, but let me make it a bit bright so we can see something. Of course, we have saturation if you want to create a black and white look. Of course, you can do that, or a very desaturated one is also a vibe. Color density, you can see here. I mean, I'd leave this at 100 because I feel like it, I mean, it almost looks like a painting. From here, of course, you can adjust all the values for the colors individually, or all of them at once. It's basically some sort of tint. And check out this. Like, I can make the shadows go purple and the midtones orangey, and look how cool this is. It's just wow. And of course you must have the film grain for a film look, and there are a lot of presets as well here. I'm not really sure what's the difference, and I'm sorry. But as I told you, I'm no video editor, no nothing. But it's really cool. I may use this for future films. Who knows what kind of projects will I get into, and this will be of great help. Then you have the halation. Now this is also a cool one, but I'm afraid you can't really see it in this. I mean, maybe you can see something if I zoom in a bit. It's not really the right scene for this, because if you take a closer look at this, the halation basically just makes some sort of bloom around the shiny objects. And you can see this one reflects more of an orangey look. If you go to the 75mm, this one's not that vibrant. It makes that look that is very, very cool. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then we have bloom. Now you can see that if I turn it all the way up, there is like a slight difference. If you look at the objects that are bright behind some others, they just fill the shadows with a little bit of light, and that is very realistic as well. Then we have film damage. Now this one, this is clearer. So basically it's just scratches, and I'm just gonna crank it up and let's just play a bit to see how it looks. It's already giving a film look. I mean, and what have I done? I just played with these settings in 5 minutes. It's very intuitive and fast, I think. Like, then we have film breath. I didn't really see the effect on this one. Maybe I'm not familiarized with all of this film stuff, but let me know in the comments if you know what film breath really is, because I'd be interested to know. But what is interesting is this gate weave. If you enable that, and I'm gonna let it to 8mm so you can see what it does. It's basically this jittering around of the image. You can see it's just moving around in all the places, and that's really cool. So as I was testing all this, I saw that the 8mm is like the strongest effect out of all of these on each category. Of course you can make it custom at each of these. It's just that I have more settings to work with, and I'm not that type of guy. So the overscan is basically this border around the film. These are pretty nice presets. And you also have other settings with exposure and the light peeking through. They're very detailed, to be honest. But I usually like to turn this off. It's just preferences, I guess. Then we have the one that I'm very excited about. I mean, I think my favorite ones are the noise and the bloom, halation things, and the vignette. The vignette is the thing that I like. What I like about it is I can just make the image darker and then take the feather up to 0, and I can see the point where it has more exposure, and then I can adjust the aspect ratio to fit my ultra wide view, and I'm just gonna scale it like so. And then I'm gonna bring the exposure to a value that I like, maybe like this, something. Then I'm gonna take the feather and just make it smooth. And I feel like that's a very cool one, because you never really can tell just by doing it. And look at the difference. I mean, it doesn't look like I shot it with my phone, does it? And if you just like the settings that you've made, you can export an LUT file, but do keep in mind that everything that I said I like will not be exported, like the vignette, the bloom, halation, the film grain, but you can always adjust them later. But it's still pretty nice that you can just reuse all of these settings again. And then you have the quality. I would usually put this on high, but there's not such a big difference between these two. So if you go to the Dehancer website and go into the help category, here you can find all the documentation about installation, about how to work with it, anything like that, about each software that it works with. And it's pretty cool that they have this. But now let's talk a bit about the price. So the price for the Dehancer Pro for Davinci the one that I used, can be, I mean, all of their products can be bought like a perpetual license. And also, hi there, it's me from the editing, and I just noticed that I said that there's a subscription based plan, and no, that's not the case. What I wanted to say is that you can purchase the software for a limited amount of time, for like 3 or 6 months or a year, but I would go for the lifetime, even though it's more expensive. But I feel like it's a better value for how much you get the software for. Like, you get to have it all your life. If you're in the industry, I feel like it's great to have it. Going back to the earlier me. So yeah, the Dehancer Pro basically has all of these tools that I showed you, but you can also get the light version that has just some of them. And you can also buy separately, like the grain effect, the bloom effect, the halation. But I feel like these are not really worth the money. I would rather just buy the whole pack once. Now, would I buy this? Obviously no, because I don't really use this kind of stuff. I'm not a filmmaker, I'm not a video editor, nothing like that. So I wouldn't really use this, but for a professional, I'd highly recommend this because it's such a great tool and it's so intuitive. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say go buy it, this is the best thing you can get, but it's, from my point of view, it's a very fast solution from where you can just create different looks pretty quickly, as I just showed you, and I think that's great. Now, if I were to buy some product from them, it would be the Dehancer online, because I feel like this would be the thing that I would use more. I would rather just edit some photos online, because it's just what I need, and I feel like $50 a year isn't that bad, considering you can do unlimited exports and just high resolution right from your browser. I'd say it's a pretty good deal just to post on social media like Instagram, or maybe you have an online photography store or something like that. This would be a really great tool for you. Now, if you decide that you want to purchase something from there, you can use my promo code right here, NightBuzzer10, to get 10% off your purchase. I'm gonna put it in the description. And now I'm gonna end the video right here, and I'm gonna show you the little short movie that I tried to make but didn't go as planned, and it's not the best, so keep that in mind. I don't know what I was going for, so don't come at me in the comments, because as I told you, I'm not a professional. It's just for showcase and testing. And that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you with more videos soon. I wish you a great day. Goodbye.